Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, April 20th. It is 7:04 p.m. This is a special meeting of the town council. Will everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The following town council members are present in Chambers, Gagnon, Kohut, Mauer, Lapellis, Formicella, Wales, and Duva. The following town council members absent: O'Rourke. Mr. First Selectman, can you check if Mr. Reed is here yet? Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Reed is here remotely. All right. So moving on to item 3, our consent calendar. Is there any objection to me passing consent calendar as presented? Hearing none, I'm passing consent calendar as presented. I ask that communication items A through L be incorporated into the minutes of the meeting. Moving on to item 5, public participation. I will begin with those in town council chambers. Is there any member of the public that would like to participate this evening? Thank you. Name and address. We just need to pick you up with the microphone, please.
Good evening, Marie Blake, 359 Wheeler Road. I'm here tonight with 2 questions. One, trying to understand the process of when a letter comes to your council, where it is delivered, how it processes to this forum here this evening, and about the letter from Chairman Condon from the Board of Ed that was dated March 3rd, but you said you received it March 23rd. And in the letter to Mr. Condon, from Mr. Condon, it said that he was hoping that you would put it on your agenda for March 9th. None of these dates seem to jive to me. Mr. Condon said that he dropped the letter off on his way to vacation. Not sure where he dropped it, where it stalled, but I did watch your video where you said you received it on March 23rd at 3 o'clock. So if that's our starting point, I don't know what happened prior to that. If it came into this building, if it was at a secretary, where it was for that length of time from March 3rd to March 23rd, we'll start with March 23rd. And you mentioned the letter, and I did copy it. I have a copy of it. You put it in the packet, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I guess I just want to know, when will it come back? When will you discuss it, right? So we had April 6th, I believe there was a meeting, and another meeting in April, and here we are. And I still don't see it on the agenda. And to be quite honest, I don't know the process. I don't know how correspondences are delivered to the town hall. I don't know how you put them on your agenda, when, how quickly, but time is of the essence as we look at the facilities committee and the ad hoc committee for our schools. We missed a timeline last year to apply for aid and money and this and that, and we're missing it again this year. I was at the meeting where Mr. Rooney attended and suggested we develop a building committee, and that's what this letter was about. And I believe that meeting may have been in January, early February. I think January, and here it is, the end of April, and we're still looking at forming a building committee so that we can move forward. Without a doubt, we're going to miss that June deadline again, that the ad hoc committee and Mr. Stevens, as the chair, was looking to move forward with deadlines. I'm very concerned with the state of our schools, with the facilities themselves. I'm very concerned with the overcrowding. Time is of the essence. And with this timeline snafu, shall we say, I have to say, it comes across as being a little bit deliberate in terms of stalling this process. And that's my concern. If we are stalling it, if we're deliberately holding back on dates and moving it forward, that's my problem. We may disagree on what to do with our schools, but we have to have a conversation. We have to move forward. The problem's not simply going to vanish, go away, depending on who's in our leadership. And I'm really disheartened to think that it's just not adding up. The dates are not adding up. Like I said, Mr. Condon said he handed it off when he went on vacation, which had to be prior to March 3rd. The letter was dated March 3rd. His last paragraph included March 9th. Here it is, April 20th, a whole month plus later. I'm very concerned. I do want to thank publicly all the people who served on the ad hoc committee. They put a lot of time and effort into this. And whether or not we agree with what their recommendation is, this town has to have a discussion. We have to move forward. And I also want to publicly thank you for giving all your time to making Monroe a desirable town. We just need to move forward with our schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Blake.
I'd like to address her from the dais, if you don't mind.
Sure, Mr. First Selectman.
Ma'am, I understand your concern, and I'll give you the history of that letter,
Oh, thank you.
okay? I was told that a letter was dropped off at my office. I looked for that letter. I could not find it, at which point I reached out to Joe Cobza for that letter to be emailed. At that point, I told Joe Cobza, from this point forward, when a letter comes to my office, because this is the second time the Board of Education did this to me, it needs to be stamped in the town clerk's office, or it needs to be sent via email. Immediately, Mr. Cobza sent that email that morning, and that was the day I got it on council. Now, I will assure you, a building committee is going to be addressed, but I question the credibility. At that point, when I went to that meeting, there was no structure designed. There was nothing developed. You had no example of what the town is looking to build. That takes a lot of due diligence. That committee will be built. If you look at it, we have had a very, very involved budget season. A lot of time and a lot of energy. There is no delay on this. This is just a matter of having the time to get the resources to do it. That is the next order of business tomorrow.
May I?
Yes,
Thank you
you're welcome.
for discussing this with me because it is a huge concern of mine.
It's a huge concern of mine as well.
I am still concerned about
If you
how
do-
the letter is dropped off.
Just hold on, just one at a time. That's it. Okay, just go ahead.
Would you like to, or?
No, I'm very concerned about this situation too. Because I was told the letter was dropped off. I never saw a letter. I asked for that letter to be sent to me, which it was, and given to this council. Furthermore, I requested that building committee, as you previously mentioned, and I will follow through.
Okay.
And you will see that building committee on May 11th. You're welcome.
Thank you. I looked at the letter and I noticed Mr. Cobza was CC'd on it. I assumed that Mr. Condon knows where he dropped that letter, who he gave that letter to. I assumed, because every time I bring the correspondence to town hall, it is always stamped with a date, with a time even.
The times,
And I was hoping to have that as a factual piece because something's not working here. And if a correspondence is coming to our town hall, regardless of the committee, regardless of the person, for it to disappear is disturbing. You said it happened twice. Okay, something needs to be done. You need to figure it out. I just had to say that. Also, I appreciate the building committee. I'm not arguing that. I am not even arguing whether Chalk Hill should or shouldn't. I'm just looking at the process and I'm looking at the timeline. So,
Understood.
and I know it was a tough budget season. I was here for all the meetings. I spoke at all of them. I understand that. As we move forward with multiple issues, time is still of the essence. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Blake.
just one more thing. In addition, that letter was addressed to town council.
I know that. And so that's why I don't know why it didn't get here.
That's right.
I read the letter. I saw it. and it was only CC'd to Joe Cobza. I didn't see your name anywhere on it.
Nowhere. Thank you.
Is there any other member of the public that's here this evening that would like to participate? Name and address, just at the microphone, please.
Jerry Stevens.
Jerry Stevens, 14 Forest Drive.
Any,
So I'll address you as a resident and not the ad hoc chair, but do take exception. An ad hoc committee does not come up with a plan for you. That is not the purview of an ad hoc. We hired Silver Petroselli, who presented, who has done a ton of schools, who gave us every single step we need. The building committee hires the GC, hires the structural engineer, hires the architect, not ad hoc. We just recommend, which is what we did. I'm not here for the chain of command. I wasn't going to talk at all until you had said you were kind of disappointed with ad hoc, and I am not disappointed with what you said. 14 months of this, we went through and we met continually. And to be quite honest, it's not the purview of us. And unless, and yes, I respect you saying, and I needed you to say what you did, form the building committee. Now let's form it. Enough. Form the committee. It should have taken 6 years for EMS. I don't want 6 years for this. It should have been 3 selectmen to get EMS approved. It should have been 1.
And I built that building, Mr. Stevens.
I know you did.
And when I became a member of the building committee, there was a building already prepared
Yes, there
to
was.
build.
Yes, it was already there.
Usually the building is delivered to the building committee to build. At this point, you were the chairman of the AdCom.
Yes.
We do not have a building
We
to build
can't
at
do
this
an
point.
architect, you have to go through the steps. You use the building. You used my grandfather's firehouse for the EMS station. I know what you did. It's the same thing as Chalk Hill. Don't know how you got it through, don't know how you got the town to pay for the plans. We were told by Silver Petroselli, the next step was the committee. That's all I have to say.
thank you, Mr. Stevens. Is there any other member of the public that would like to participate this evening that's in town council chambers? Moving on to those who are here digitally, is there any person that would like to participate via their phone, tablet, or computer? Please digitally raise your hand. It will look like a yellow hand emoji, and we will permit you to speak. Mr. First Selectman, can you check if anyone has indicated that they would like to participate?
Oh, sir.
Thank you very much. One more time in chambers, anyone? Seeing none, hearing none. Moving on from public participation, we have no appointments this evening. Moving on to item 7, our action items. Town Council Committee on Finance, Education, Health, Public Safety Matters. Councilmember Lapellis, any update?
No updates.
Thank you very much. Item B, Town Council Committee on Planning, Zoning, Public Works, and Park and Recreation Matters. Councilmember Duva, update.
Our last subcommittee meeting, we invited residents of Richmond Drive to email me with questions. I believe it was 5 residents did email questions. I did forward those questions to the Director of Public Works, Director of Finance, and the Town Attorney. Our next meeting is April 29th. It would be wonderful if they had answers before, but I sort of have a feeling that the answers will come on the 29th.
What time?
6 o'clock in the south wing. So I did reply to, I have 6 of the residents' emails. I did reply to them, tell them when the meeting is, because we originally were going to try for the 22nd. That didn't work for our town experts. The 29th works. They have said that they will be there. And I told the 6 residents that I can email to kindly tell their neighbors, and hopefully we can get everyone there, and we will see what happens on the 29th.
Thank you. Councilmember Duva, I'm not sure if I saw that there was a meeting posted for this Wednesday, but have you contacted the town clerk and say that meeting would be canceled?
I did speak with the first selectman's administrative assistant, and I don't think anything was planned for Wednesday. That was always, the place was held, but it was never, I think, officially
Noticed.
slotted. I think the 29th is officially slotted on the website.
Thank you. All right, moving on to item C, Town Council Committee on Legislative and Administrative Matters. Councilmember Reed.
Yes, Mr. Chair, we did meet tonight just before. We went over 6 items of business. First was performing artist engagement agreements. Second was the Aquarian Water Company hydrant rig permit agreement. Third was the Connecticut DOAG 2026 Monroe Farmers Market as a certified Connecticut grown farmers market agreement. Fourth, PKF O'Connor Davies audit engagement letter. Fifth, Progressive Benefit Solutions Amendment and Renewal Agreement. And last is the Firematic Supply Company, Inc. Fire Apparatus Purchase Agreement. All reach consensus to come to council tonight.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item D, Strategic Planning Committee. We have not had a formal meeting since our last town council meeting. However, we were invited by the chair of the Board of Finance to attend Board of Finance workshop regarding revenue and capital projects. And so we attended that meeting, and the Board of Finance expressed its opinion about the threshold for bonding, as well as projects that fit within our normal capital expenditure budgets. Some projects were suggested by the first selectman to be moved to a different year in order to bring, I believe there was a proposal of about $10 or $11 million initially to bond for, and that number has gone down to, in the $7 million range. Mr. Kirsch is nodding in agreement. And so the Board of Finance adopted that capital plan for the upcoming fiscal year as a part of their budget, which will be presented for referendum on May 5th. Again, I'm always very thankful for the Board of Finance and working closely with the Board of Finance in working on budgetary matters, including capital projects. So that was last Tuesday, I believe. And so that's the update for Strategic Planning Committee. Next, we're going to move on to Open Space Preservation and Acquisition Committee. Councilmember O'Rourke is not here this evening due to a family obligation. He did provide me with an update regarding 3 Rollage Pond Road. The item has been forwarded to the Conservation Commission for consideration, where they will look to potentially find alternative funding sources and partnerships to move that property forward in consideration of whether or not the town would or would not be interested in acquiring that property. So that is the update for open space preservation acquisition. And item F, our first selectman's update. First Selectman Rooney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for my allergy voice. In operations, the Senior Center Easter Luncheon. I visited the Senior Center for their annual Easter Luncheon. Enjoyed a nice lunch and conversation. The Senior Center continues to be a wonderful place where older adults can stay engaged, build friendships, and feel supported. Cross Hill Milling and Paving update. Cross Hill Road paving project has been completed. Aquarian has installed a new water line and new updated fire suppression equipment in that area as well. Line striping will be done towards the end of paving season as it's financially beneficial to perform that task townwide. I did get an update on that. Burns Construction may do it significantly earlier because of the length of the road. We're hoping to get it striped a little earlier than that. Old Zor Road update. Drainage work is being conducted during regular hours, Monday through Friday. The projection is to have drainage completed by the end of July, followed by milling of the road and new paving by early August, weather permitting. Parks and Recreation. The parks have been aggressively cleaned and the fields are being reseeded. I have made many visits to the park and set a high expectation. Park maintenance, leadership, and good weather play a large role in the park's condition, and for the first season since I took office, we have that. Guests of the parks will be pleasantly surprised this season. Great Hollow is still being worked out with some paving repairs needed. However, the lake is raked and ready to go, as well as the trails being cleaned. Many residents have approached me to share that they see big differences this year. Emergency Services update. National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Last week was National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Thank you to our dispatchers who are the voices behind the scenes keeping our community safe. Public safety telecommunicators perform during the most sensitive of environments in a person's life while being calm, clear, concise, and providing vital support when it is needed most. Capital projects, community center site. CCS is moving along with much anticipation to start activities. Since the last town council meeting, the curtains in the gym have been steam cleaned. Needed ADA compliant ramp for the means of egress on the back of the gym has been ordered. New carpeting has been ordered for the foyer entrance and cleaning of the entrance and foyer windows and frames as well. Furniture is being discussed for the sitting area and reception desk. Community update, CT 250. The CT 250 committee has some upcoming events in preparing for the celebration of the 250 years of Declaration of Independence. They will be hosting a community cleanup day this Saturday, April 25th at Wolf Park at 9 a.m. They will also be hosting a presentation on the history of Monroe on May 14th at the library. Arbor Day tree planting. This Friday, April 24th, Parks and Recreation will be planting a tree to celebrate Arbor Day and Monroe's 22nd year of being a Tree City USA community. Join us at 10 a.m. at Wolf Park by the playground. This year's tree is being donated by Corville Nurseries. Signs on town property. In an effort to keep Monroe an exceptionally clean town, enforcement has been conducted of signs in our town right away. Many out-of-town and state contractors have been littering our streets with yard signs and setting up ladders to fasten signs to telephone poles that remain on our roadsides all summer. The state DOT removed signs on our main arteries, such as 111 and 25, and we are doing the same on our town roads. If a sign is missing, they are not thrown away and can be retrieved from our zoning enforcement officer, Tone Noonan. I've been informed that the Planning and Zoning Department is looking to review our signage rules and regulations in the near future. The current rules and regulations are as follows. 6.3 signs at 632, prohibited signs. All signs not specifically permitted are prohibited. Prohibited signs shall also include roadside signs, animated or moving signs, balloon signs, banners or streamers, beacons or searchlights, billboards, festoons, flag signs, available signs, flashing or intermittent signs, including vending machines and those inside of a building that are visible from the road, a parking area, or an adjacent property. Roof signs, vehicular signs not used in the normal course of business, signs for an off-premise location, except an otherwise permitted freestanding sign of private commercial street is set forth in section 6.3-7A. Subsection 3 of these regulations. Vehicles with signs painted and are attached shall be parked in visual conspicuous locations so as to function as freestanding sign. In the meantime, it is recommended to keep signs 8 feet from the curb to avoid removal. In addition, littering on our streets has become a concern and is consistently being addressed under my direction to keep our streets immaculate. As this is an arduous task, our men and women of Department of Public Works have worked diligently on this matter, knowing that a clean town enhances overall town pride and promotes strong property values. Board of Finance approves 26-27 budget. The budget process is always a complicated time in Monroe, and this season was not different. As there are extreme fixed costs and a shortfall in state education funding this year, this office, along with the superintendent and Board of Finance, found a budget as responsible fiscally and operationally as possible. As low tax impact to our residents is paramount, we also have a responsibility to satisfy our stakeholders. Monroe is unique to many surrounding towns with 94% of its residents as homeowners and very low rental units. Therefore, how their tax dollars are used or how they're used for becomes very personal. The budget referendum will be held at 709 Monroe Turnpike, the community center site, where the community will have the opportunity to vote on Monroe's financial future on May 5th. In addition, Board of Finance Chair Becky O'Donnell released a statement regarding the Board of Finance process, which I have attached to this update. One thing that was discussed, because this was a special meeting, we couldn't put it on tonight. I was hoping we could, but we can't, is we are doing a senior tax abatement. I will be sending you that letter tomorrow that you could distribute to town council for your review and hopefully for a public hearing on May 11th. The next thing, Municipal Building Committee. The Municipal Building Committee will be my first order of business. Tomorrow morning, we will start. I do have a list of names. We will start deciding who will be the best professionals for that building committee, citizens, council members, so on and so forth. And I will have that for our next council. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. First Selectman. Again, just to reiterate, one of the last points that Mr. First Selectman made was that there will be a public hearing on the senior tax abatement during our meeting on May 11th. That will be published as we publish all our public hearings, but again, it will be on May 11th. And then we do expect that Board of Finance will have a special meeting prior to May 11th to consider whether or not they will or will not recommend that senior tax abatement. But that it is my understanding that Board of Finance meeting will be a special meeting and occur prior to our May 11th Town Council meeting.
Mr. Chair. Go ahead. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a couple of, I had two questions. Actually, one was already answered, Richard. I did have actually a number of people reach out to me about the building committee, so I'll let them know May 11th is the new date for that. I also did have a couple of questions come in about the new bike and walker runner trails on Purdy Hill and what the plans are for that Purdy Hill crossing, of what the safety features that are going to be installed are. So if you could get me some information, they were looking to, is there going to be a flashing walk light or is there going to be any speed bumps? Just what the current plan is. I had a couple of people reach out to me about what the plan for that was, with concerns about the speeding cars and through that part of the trail, particularly where it's going to be doing that Purdy cross on Purdy Hill.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will quickly note, I am the liaison for Park and Recs. They meet the first Monday in May, so I can ask them as well at that meeting. One other note I want to just make is I'm a little disappointed that the building committee the memo was brought up at like we said, it was the 23rd. But last meeting, it was not put on the agenda at all. And it wasn't put on the agenda this time as well. So I'm just voicing my concern with that.
Okay. That's it for action items. Moving on to unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. Moving on to new business, resolution 26-038. Madam Vice Chair.
I move that the town council accept resolution number 26-038. Resolve that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the amendment and renewal agreement and any associated documents by and between the Progressive Benefits Solution for the Cafeteria 125 Services Agreement.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Mauer. Mr. First Selectman, discussion about this item?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Human Resources Department currently manages an ongoing relationship with Progressive Benefit Solutions, PBS, for the purpose of administrating a cafeteria plan under Section 125 of the IRS Code. The specific benefit provided is a health reimbursement arrangement, HRA, and/or health savings account, HSA, and/or qualified transportation account, QTA, programs and benefits to eligible employees and their qualified dependents on a pre-tax basis. This year, the town made a change to the maximums for FSA to $2,500 and DCA to $7,500. PBS has provided their amendment and renewal agreement, which is provided for your review. This agreement has been reviewed by our town attorney, who provided an attached opinion letter. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other discussion on item A, resolution 26-038? Hearing none, all those in favor of adopting resolution 26-038, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. Moving on to item B, resolution 26-039. I move that town council adopt resolution number 26-039. Resolved that Terrence P. Rooney, first selectman of the town of Monroe, is authorized to execute and deliver on behalf of the town of Monroe the purchase agreement and any associated documents by and between Firematic Supply Company Incorporated for the purchase of Pierce Enforcer pumper fire apparatus. Further, the town council authorizes a procurement waiver pursuant to section 5.1 of the town purchasing policy, which notes that this waiver is in the best interest of the town. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilmember Kohat. Mr. First Selectman, discussion?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For your review and consideration, attached is a purchase agreement from the Firematic Supply Company Incorporated for the purchase of the Pierce Enforcer pumper fire apparatus in the amount of $1,399,000. This agreement has been reviewed by our town attorney, who provided the attached opinion letter. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Other discussion about this item?
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead.
Mostly in respect to the waiver, as was changed in the resolution from what was drafted through LNA, was the addition of the waiver and future being in the best interest of the town. We did talk about this in LNA as to why it fits that criteria. They did go through multiple companies. They did put out ask for multiple bids on this, and this was the company that was able to deliver the actual specs that were needed. And because it's such a specialized piece of equipment, there's very few companies to even consider. So that is, and then the time frame with respect to getting this approved saves additional money because there is a price guarantee that is part of this as well, which is rare in these purchasing to get a price guarantee when you're not talking about anything that's going to be delivered until 5 to 6 years in the future. So those are the rationales for the best interest of the town.
Any other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none. All those in favor of adopting resolution 26-039, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, passes 8-0. We have no unfinished matters of unfinished business. We have no unfinished matters of new business. There is no second public participation tonight. And I'm adjourning this meeting at 7:35 p.m. Thank you, everyone.